You made it. Almost on time. It's kind of like the school year. Everything was starting out well with the parking, and then things got a little mixed up, but yet here we are. So happy to be here, happy to have everybody here. Before we begin, I'd like to introduce the following students who will be joining the armed services to please step forward from their pod and remain standing. Nathaniel Sartell, Army ROTC. Elise Dinbergs, Army ROTC. Victoria Harris, Army ROTC. Emma Burbridge, Army Reserves. Simon Hemingway, U.S. Air Force, enlisted. Megan Peterson, United States Coast Guard Academy. Lily Jackson, West Point Academy. Sarah Scott, West Point Academy. I ask for everyone now to please stand as members of the Class of 2020 Honors Choir sings the National Anthem. Good afternoon or good evening. Welcome to the 2020 Hollis Brookline High School Commencement Ceremony. Joining me today on stage are Superintendent Andy Corey, Assistant Superintendent Gina Bergskog, Assistant Superintendent Robert Thompson, Assistant Principal Bob Willett, who's at large out in the crowd somewhere out there. I'm sure you all met him as you came in. Assistant Principal Amanda Zeller, and Assistant Principal Lauren DeGennaro. At this time, I wanted to take a special moment. We are honored today to have the Bazemore family joining us. At this time, I'd like to ask Jason, Oakley, and Tyler to please stand and be recognized as they are in receipt of the diploma for Hannah Grace Bazemore, who was a daughter, a sister, and a friend we lost all too soon. Thank you. At this time, please join me in welcoming Student Body President Mary Martin to give her address.
Good evening and welcome. I wanted to start off by expressing my gratitude to some of the people that made today possible. First off, thank you to our administration and staff for working tirelessly to plan a graduation ceremony in such rapidly changing times. Mr. Barnes, thank you for listening to your student body and doing everything in your power to address our concerns. for creating a learning environment that is welcoming, accommodating, and involved, and for promoting a cohesive community in such trying times. Thank you to the parents for being here today, for supporting your students and the school the past 4 years, and for raising a wonderful group of young adults. Most importantly, thank you to the class of 2020. Although today did not pan out as we had envisioned, it will certainly be a unique and memorable experience for us. Your fortitude, resilience, and optimism throughout the past few months is a true reflection of your character. The class of 2020 has always had some funky luck, but we always find a way to make things work. Whether it's a snow day delaying the completion of our lovely Willy Wonka poster during Spirit Week, or Corona canceling our senior spring, our class always has the ability to come together and tackle the obstacles before us, and that's why we're here today. I am confident that each and every one of you, upon leaving this school, has received not only an excellent education, but has been granted the power to go out into the world and exemplify the qualities that it needs most. What is most important is not what you know, but rather what you do with the knowledge you have gained, how you treat and interact with those around you. In Buddhist teachings, there is a word, karuna, that loosely translates to compassion. Not only does it encourage individuals to practice compassion for others, but also for yourself, in opening your heart and mind to accept and reciprocate the goodwill of others. Ask yourself, are you quick to judge and ridicule others? Or do you treat everyone around you with compassion? My hope is that all of you take the work ethic, the hunger for success, and the passion that you each possess and channel it towards creating a better version of yourself while uplifting those around you. It's in times like these, times of uncertainty, divisiveness, and fear, that we must be reminded of the things that unite us and challenge ourselves to act with kindness, integrity, and empathy. I would like to share with you a quote from someone who embodies these characteristics. Someone who responds to judgment with patience, someone who is not deterred by stereotypes, but instead faces criticism and setbacks with tenacity, and someone who acts with kindness, dignity, and grace, regardless of the circumstance. Quote, "You must always have faith in people, and most importantly, you must always have faith in yourself." L. Woods. As we walk off this field today, our ties to Hollis Brookline High School are not severed. Whatever the future may hold for you, be it entering the workforce, enlisting in the military, or furthering your education, challenge yourself to continue serving as role models for the classes to come, to treat others with dignity and respect, and to hold yourselves to the highest standard of integrity. Congratulations, class of 2020. It's been an extraordinary journey.
Now, at this time, please join me in welcoming Class of 2020 President Joshua Ide, who will deliver his welcoming address.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this momentous day. Now, I have some good news and bad news. The good news, if you don't like baking in the sun, this will probably be the shortest graduation ceremony in HB history. The bad news, as you just experienced, is that it was preceded by the longest processional in HB history. As class president for the past 4 years, I'd like to congratulate my fellow graduates in the class of 2020, a group our freshman student council not so cleverly dubbed the class with really good eyes. It's no secret that you have all endured significant hardships during these past 4 years, and to reach this mark is something to take pride in and celebrate. Administration, school board, teachers, and family, thank you all for supporting us throughout our high school careers. I'd like to extend a special thank you to Mr. Barnes. Mr. Barnes has worked tirelessly since the day we left school to make sure that we as a class would get a proper farewell. His determination is much of the reason we can be sitting on the field today, and it is clear that he is a principal that truly puts our students first. Thank you. Lastly, I would like to thank the Yearbook Committee for assembling this year's edition. Although you may not be able to witness your classmates' oohs and ahs over your work, I want you to know that your yearbook will be looked upon fondly by many of us for years to come. Now, I'd like to begin by congratulating my class on completing the longest senior skip day in school history. This is a record that will probably never be broken. But for many of us, the sad truth that we realized only a few days after leaving the building is that in a weird way, we actually miss going to school. For every skip day we begged for, every snow day we stayed up watching the bottom of the news, and any other reason we hoped we might get to stay home, we failed to realize that we actually enjoyed some of being in school. Now, whether it took a day, a week, or a month, you all realized that there was some aspect of going to school every day that we missed. For most of the year, I did not take my class, Honors Lit, very seriously. To be honest, at 8 a.m. on a Monday, nobody did. I spent most of class eating food on my phone and doing anything else that would distract me from listening to a lecture on the Epic of Gilgamesh at 8 o'clock in the morning. I did my work, I showed up to class, I got the grades I wanted, and that was pretty much where it ended. To put it simply, I tolerated the class. The day we left school, I realized what a mistake this was. You see, Mr. Fox, wherever he is today, I believe he's here, has been teaching for over 50 years. That's almost long enough to be teaching the kids of the first kids that he taught. I mean, you can just look at the guy. He has the knowledge of generations. And that's not something to sit passively through on your phone with a half-eaten chocolate chip muffin on your desk. Now, I don't want to stand up here and tell you to treasure the things you love and never take anything for granted. Because guess what? We all know that now. People say, you never know a good thing until it's gone. But the truth is, we knew what we had at school. We just never thought we would lose it. Now, what I would like to do is stand up here and make jokes about the fun we had on our class trips, or our epic senior pranks. But unfortunately, they never happened either. What I can tell you is how funny it would have been to release 1,500 ladybugs in the hallway during the school day. For anyone wondering, 1,500 ladybugs only cost $50 on Amazon. These days, we are always being told to be tolerant. And certainly as HB High School students, we know what that means. Driving to school in the morning, we tolerated the long line of cars leading to the parking lot that would inevitably make you late to your first period class. During the first few weeks of school, we tolerated the adaptive scheduler, our administration's first attempt at making Cav block worse. And if you had first lunch, you tolerated eating your second meal of the day at a time so early that had it been Saturday, you would not even have been awake. And if you bought school lunch, you've tolerated our taco nachos, a meal where 90% of the nutrition comes from salty corn chips. And please, don't get me started on the fact that someone is still letting them call mozzarella sticks a full meal. Of course, none of that would apply to you if you're Mary Martin, who went 4 years without purchasing a single item from the cafeteria. Or if you're a guy, you've tolerated a lack of urinal walls in our bathrooms. You see, that's the point I'm trying to make. The word tolerate projects a negative feeling, as if you have no interest in what the problem is, but at the same time, there's nothing you can do about it. The world today is full of ideas, whether it's Chris Harrison from The Bachelor educating us about finding true love, or Mr. Barbosa recruiting music students in the hallway with the promise that anyone really can learn to sing. Someone will always be telling you something. With so many people telling you what to think, it's easy to become confused and hopeless, and you may look around and feel anxious about the crazy world that surrounds us. While you may hear opinions expressed that you don't like or seem discouraging, it's important to remember that change cannot happen without communication. Wow. American businessman Stephen Covey once said, "Seek first to understand, then to be understood." If we want to change the world, we first have to understand each other. Class of 2020, I encourage you not just to be tolerant, but seek to understand other people. It's only then that they will be willing to listen to your ideas. You see, all year, Mr. Fox was giving me a choice. I could either sit in the back of his class with muffin crumbs on my shirt, or I could put my phone down, listen to what he was saying, and actually learn something. When I took the time to understand his teaching style, I learned something far more important than the parallels between Gilgamesh and Noah's Ark, or calculating acceleration in physics, or even taking derivatives in calculus. Mr. Fox taught me the importance of understanding other people, and through this understanding, I realized that every day I have to choose to learn. If you never understand why something is different, you will never understand why it is valuable. As your class president for the last 4 years, I am the closest thing you've ever had to a dictator. But at least I don't look like Vladimir Putin. So, as a dictator, for the last time, I'm going to tell you what to do. The next time someone says something that upsets you, or expresses a viewpoint that you disagree with, don't just dismiss them. Don't just tolerate them. Seek to understand them, and you might learn what you never could have otherwise. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2020.
Now I will announce the 2020 top 10 students, along with the school they will attend in the fall. When your name is called, please stand and be recognized. Elizabeth Bonnet, Bentley University. Henry Boudreau, McGill University. Jillian Campbell, Amherst College. Salvatore Fabio, University of Massachusetts, Amherst. Laura Ingraham, Stevens Institute of Technology. Darius Parody, University of Massachusetts, Amherst. Nora Penasak, University of Chicago. Hannah Reisman, Brandeis University. Your 2020 salutatorian, Stephen Shazinski, University of Waterloo. Your 2020 valedictorian, Cole Lorig, Northeastern University. Congratulations. At this time, please welcome Stephen Shazinski, class of 2020 salutatorian, who will deliver his address.
First off, I'd like to say congratulations to all of my classmates. I don't normally say cliche things, but we finally made it. I'm sure we all envisioned this day multiple times throughout the years, and now that we're finally here, it feels a bit surreal. The way I imagined this day surely changed a lot throughout the years as I grew as a student, and I'd like to take you through the evolution of that vision today. We began in the first grade. Back then, I was personally more interested in playing with Legos and watching Thomas the Train than graduating. The last day of school was always an eternity away, and frankly, I didn't care too much about school. However, that all changed on the last day of school, as I looked up to the tall third graders clapping them on to their next journey at the upper elementary school. They knew so many things that I didn't know, like multiplication and how to write better. I could see myself there one day, having finally conquered the first 3 grades and receiving the complete attention of the first and second graders. I was nothing short of inspired, and all of a sudden, graduating from Hollis Elementary School was my ultimate goal. Of course, that eventually came and passed, and so naturally my sights were set on the next graduation round at the end of the 6th grade. Although I took a temporary leave to continue my academic journey at another school, I heard many stories of recess detentions, sunshine math assignments, and awkward square dancing from my siblings as they passed through the upper elementary school. At this point, graduating high school was still largely out of my mind, as my focus shifted towards middle school and the change that would bring. For me, middle school stood as a daunting challenge on my way through childhood. Coming back to the district made the hallways that much bigger and more intimidating, and so the graduation from elementary school was more of a scary ending than a celebration. But much to my surprise at the time, middle school started without drama, and I felt at home with this class in a couple short days. These 2 years are best told with stories of cardboard Roman houses, silent ball championships, and gym class without a gym. At this point, high school was still largely on our minds, as teachers continuously reminded us about it. We spent hours in the computer room, building skills we supposedly would need by meticulously entering meaningless numbers into random boxes in Google Sheets. I know I, for one, took every study hall to hack more cardboard and wood scraps onto my marble maze with the hopes of making it slower and, quite frankly, more boring to watch. By the end of it, graduating middle school felt more like a beginning than an ending as we journeyed up to the building in front of me now. And of course, high school was filled with its own special moments as we got a taste of adulthood. In freshman year, some people even had licenses. By the end of sophomore year, almost everyone did. And by the end of junior year, well, I still didn't have a license. But of course, our eyes were on the real prize the whole time, graduation. We could only imagine the grandness of the ceremony. Rows and rows of seats filled with our families and honored guests. The band repeating pomp and circumstance for the 20th time as the wind blew their music away. Some of us even subjected to another round of public speaking. However, this grand vision only lasted until a couple weeks ago. As we began awkward online classes at home, we were just hoping to make it through our last few assignments with passing grades. Never mind a huge ceremony. We knew we'd be lucky just to get our caps and gowns. Miraculously, and thanks to the dedication of our school's administration, we still got to have the smaller scale event, and for that, I thank all of those that were involved. Although this may not have been the perfect graduation that we all envisioned, it still stands for the same great achievements and the hard work this class put in over the years, and I'm just as proud to be a part of it. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2020.
That flyover was courtesy of the Brookline Air Force during Stephen's speech, so way to truck through that, Stephen. Thank you. At this time, please join me in welcoming class of 2020 valedictorian Cole Lorig, who will be going to Northeastern University.
What can I say? I graduated. It's over. I did it. And I know what most of you are saying. Hey, any idiot could do that. Well, it was tough for me, so back off. Billy Madison, anyone? No, doesn't matter. If you don't know me, and many of you probably don't, allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Cole, and to answer the question many of you are wondering, yes, I was in your grade. I've been at Hollis Brookline for a brief 2 years, so if you're looking for a speech with more memorable moments growing up here, I have none, and they've all been replaced by movie references. But seriously, congratulations to everyone. We've made it through high school. How did we do it? Each and every one of you worked hard to be sitting in the audience today, and I wanted to say thank you again to everyone who helped us get where we are. To the teachers, lunch monitors, custodians, librarians, guidance counselors, Principal Barnes, the vice principal, Superintendent Corey, the school board, and most importantly, the parents. Hi, Mom. The parents that helped us along the way with every spelling test, science fair, sporting event, and because of you all, we have earned the opportunity to graduate. It may not seem like much, but be proud you have made it. We have seen our difficulties along the way, including the present situation, but we must not forget all the good that has happened in our lifetime. Since the start of 2002, we have seen 6 Patriots Super Bowls, 4 Red Sox World Series, a Bruins Stanley Cup, and a Celtics NBA championship. And while I would love to stand up here reminiscing about the greatness of Boston sports over the past 18 years, my parents told me I wasn't allowed to do that, so I now have to discuss other things, whatever that means. This past year was crazy. It took dedication and hard work to navigate through the hardships of these unprecedented times. The COVID-19 situation shows the resiliency and perseverance of this class. We had the courage and willpower to take photos of our AP exams, and we worked hard to sit on Zoom calls and pretend like we were paying attention. And it wasn't just virtual learning that showed the students and faculty. It was beyond virtual learning. The students and faculty are still working to provide this class with the senior year they deserve with things like this graduation ceremony. We are not going down without a fight, and the students and faculty has shown that to be more than true. Now, according to the article, 10 Tips to Creating a Magical Valedictorian Speech, now is the part of the speech where I'm supposed to inspire my fellow classmates and talk about the future, so I'm going to do that. Unfortunately, my story is not very inspirational. I was never an underdog, and I never really overcame any odds. Believe it or not, it may even surprise you that I'm not even that confident of a public speaker. If you couldn't tell by now, yeah. I'm certainly not an inspiration, and the fact that I'm slightly better at filling out scantrons gives me no authority to determine anything about your future, but it did give me this platform, like they made me stand on a physical platform, and that gave me the opportunity to tell you all what I witnessed when I came to Hollis Brookline High School. I got to know people who were leaders, innovators, artists, and so much more. Every student had their own strengths and attributes that made them an integral part of the school and made it a place that we can all be proud of. This year has shown that the future can hold anything. We must be ready to adapt to the new normal and must be ready to deal with whatever life throws at us. But I'm confident we will know exactly how, because when I look into this crowd, I see losers. Like a lot of losers. Like so many losers. People that have lost something is what I mean to say. This is the class that lost their senior year, whether it be basketball playoffs, spring sports, the musical, but we know how to fight through. Which is why the world looks to us, this generation, to make a change in the world. We don't have to wait till the future to do so. Seize today, take every risk and chance you can take. Live life to the fullest and make the world a better place today to ensure that there will be a tomorrow. I had no intention of going all Dead Poet Society, Carpe Diem up here, but it's true. Don't wait until tomorrow to make your impact. Make change today. Maybe not today. We have a parade after this, so you can wait. But seriously, don't wait. Go out and achieve your dream. Make a history worth recording. Live a life worth living. And all the other stuff that has ever been said in every single graduation speech ever. Fellow classmates, as we approach the edge of tomorrow, we are at a pivotal point in history. The coming decades will determine whether our future resembles that of the Jetsons or something closer to Mad Max. Now more than ever is the world we live in need of leaders, scientists, and activists to take action and steer this world in the right direction. As we transition to the next stages of life, whether it be college, military, the workforce, be ready to make change, because all your friends and family believe and know that you can. I know many of you are probably thinking, or at least the ones still paying attention, that at this point, that I'm just up here lying to you for the sake of ending the speech so I can go back to my chair where hundreds of people weren't staring at me. But frankly, it doesn't matter whether or not I'm lying. George Costanza once said, "It's not a lie if you believe it," and this is exactly what it comes down to. After all this pomp and circumstance, and if you were here early, you would know we heard a lot of pomp and circumstance, my thoughts and opinions mean very little, and it comes down to you, what you truly believe. Believe in each other, believe in humanity, because after all, for it is together that we prevail. Where was it? There it is. Most importantly, though, believe in yourself. And yeah, I know, it's getting really cliche, and yeah, it's also starting to sound a lot like the end of Legally Blonde. But whatever. Graduating class of 2020, I stand here today to tell you that yesterday, today, and tomorrow all hold challenges of their own, but nobody is more well-trained, well-equipped, and mentally prepared for life than this group of students. No one knows what the future will hold, but we hold the future. No matter what's already been done, it starts with us to change the world one decision at a time. A wise professor once said, "Countless choices define our fate. Each choice, each moment, a ripple in the river of time. Enough ripples, and you change the tide, for the future is never truly set." Go and change the world. Congratulations, Hollis Brookline graduating class of 2020. That's my time. You've been a great crowd.
Thank you, Cole. Now at this time, we will proceed through the presentation of diplomas. Families, as your name is called, please stand and present your diploma to your child.
Thomas John Ackerley. Chase Robert Adams. Marin Campbell Anderson. Faith Angelina Andrews. Julia Elizabeth Baer. Olivia Logue Baker. Christina Ann Balsamo. Andy Bosk. Harrison George Bates. Blake Valentino Batson. Aiden Armstrong Banks. Miles Gabriel Benson. Dante Thomas Bertolami. Nicholas Zaven Bird. Abigail Rose Blasi. Paige Elizabeth Bogus. Elizabeth Noreen Bonnet. Carson James Bottomley. Henry Martin Boudreau. Paisley Broadhurst. Aaron Thomas Brown. Natalie Caitlin Brown. Rachel Marie Brown. Victoria Grace Brusick. Emma Nicole Burbridge. Max Terrence Burns. John Joseph Cadario. Jillian Margaret Campbell. Layla Svei Kaplan. Srikar Radu Chilakapati. Aiden Jean Cretion. Nolan Raymond Ciani. Lillian May Cody. Robert Simon Cockerham. Hunter William Collard. Isaac Francis Connolly. Jenna Elizabeth Connors. Laura Marie Considine. Brendan Corbin. Marshall William Kutu. Ryan Michael Kutu. Carly Jean Dahlstrom. Nicholas Andrew Dapolito. Lauren Olivia Datis. Bennett Andrew Dakota. Teresa Elizabeth DeMaio. Albert William DeMello IV. Elise Rita Dinbergs. Olivia Grace DePrizio. Nicholas John DiRenzo. Faith Nicole DeStefano. Carolyn Haley Dolfini. Catherine Jane Donovan. Byron Robert Dudley. Madison Elizabeth Dunn. Austin Robert Etchells. Joseph Uthayo Farrow. Brianna Marie Fielding. Emma Elizabeth Focus. Renee Ruth Franzini. Ariella Carly Friedman. Julia Catherine Frugard. Catherine Teresa Fry. Charlotte Elizabeth Futrell. Angeli Marie Gagnon. Madeline C. Giaconia. Rowan Gingras. Amanda J. Koklowski. Camden David Guay. Cameron Andrew Hallett. Sarah Elizabeth Hamblett. Madeline Louise Harley. Victoria Riley Harris. Simon Elliott Hemingway. Zoe Sadira Hernandez. Justin Thomas Holmes. Brian David Holroyd. Alexander Russell Hopkins. Jessica Noel Hubert. Lauren Bailey Hunt. Joshua Harper Ide. Lauren Elizabeth Ingraham. Lily Marie Jackson. Austin Todd Johnson. Allison Brooke Jones. Kimberly Lynn Jones. Eliana Grace Jordan. Chase Alexander Kaufman. Miles Raymond Keefe. Julia Frances Kempton. James Joseph Kennedy. Madison Taylor Kepnes. Vishal Umesh Khatri. Paige Kipp. Salvatore Joseph Fabio. Josephine Madonna Farwell. Sophia Rose Catelli. Kylie Elizabeth Krivis. Crystal Rose Curious. Benjamin Ronald LaFontaine. Evan Michael LaFrance. Donovan Carl Landel. Alyssa Ann LaPierre. Aaron Kenneth Lawrence. Veronique Anne LeBlanc. Alexander Thomas Lee. Justin David Lemos. Jackson Robert Lewis. Victoria Angelise Lopez. Cole Richard Lorig. Andrew J. McDonald. Erin Mari McDonald. Tatiana Sophia Madsen. Aiden Bryce McGuire. Lucas L. Mansonon. Nalia Marcelin. Mary Angela Martin. Jack Grady McAvoy. Craig Thomas McElrath. Jason Robert McElrath. Thomas Jonas McKenna. Ian James McNabb. Cricket Jamie Metcalf. Megan Virginia Mitchell. Sienna Isabella Moskin. Alexandra Mora. Levi Michael Moyer. Amelia Reese Mulligan. Cooper Joseph Murray. Rachel Newton. Alexander Nicholas. Peyton Christine O'Connor. Lorenzo Ilario Occhiolini. Genevieve Claire Etchins. Lillian Dobbin Ogren. Devin David Olson. Sarah Ann Horner. Darius Julius Parody. Noah John Penisek. Megan Ann Peterson. Shay Colby Philbrook. Cambria Dawn Pomerantz. Sydney Elizabeth Powers. Samantha Elizabeth Price. Jesse Lomax Putney. Eli Emil Stormo Rasmussen. Maddie Marie Rennie. Victoria Marie Rizarde. Madison Louise Richardson. Hannah Joy Reisman. Brooke Shayna Nicole Robbins. John William Robinson. Caroline Grace Rusnak. Connor Jack Russell. John William Rutledge. Emma A. Ravito. Jacob Matthew Sachs. Patrick Joseph Salisbury. Jared Christopher Sanborn. Nathaniel James Sartell. Morgan Elizabeth Sattler. Connor Jason Schultz. Owen Alexander Scott. Sarah Rachel Scott. Arjun Senthil. Ramkumar Senthilkumar. Maura Kimberly Aaron Shanley. Samantha Nicole Shepard. Sarah Elizabeth Shutt. Ethan David Silvestri. Christopher Michael Slater. Grant Paul Snyder. Maxwell Douglas Staplefeld. Sean William Stearns. Anderson Christopher Steckler. Elizabeth Taggart Steele. Amelia Lee Stockwell. Emma Grace Stoll. Damian Nicholas Stone. Grace Lenore Straka. Megan Strecker. Stephen Patrick Shazinski. Zechariah Lucas Tiemann. Abby Merid High. Haley Nicole Tyner. Kateri Ann Torgerson. Maria Irene Tupin. Nicholas Peter Fahey. Megan Judith Vino. Ian Michael Walliga. Jacob Michael Webb. Kaylee Mary Whalen. Sophia Elizabeth Whip. Tasha Noel White. Alyssa Ray Williams. Quentin Tab Wimmer. Sander Jennings Wimmer. Matthew Ryan Wojcik. Meredith Hobbs Yardley. Aben William Young. Anastasia Zawadowski. Benjamin Douglas Zielinski. Emily Claire Zimmerman.
Some housekeeping items. Now that the second most exciting part of the ceremony is over, before everything becomes official, I need to be the rules police. I know I'm ruining the fun. It's what I do. So here we go. In a moment, I'm going to certify the class. This is where things can get a little crazy. Please do celebrate, but do so within the confines of your pod. I'm actually serious, which is why it's funny. As you head back to the parking lot, I will end up dismissing you by rows. So the outer rows are J, and we work our way in, and there'll be marshals in the back. I want to dismiss the outer rows first and let you guys spread out, and then slowly dismiss this way so people have a chance to spread out, socially distance, and get into their vehicles. So please get into your vehicles as quickly as you can, because we're obviously a little bit behind the parade route. Just a few notes from our friendly school resource officer around parade rules. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of excitement, but please do not try to hang out of vehicles. Not that that would ever happen or ever has happened. Things like that, stay safe. And as I said, once I'm done certifying the class, we'll be leaving the way we came in, which is a little bit funky at the end, but I'll just be dismissing by the outside rows to the in. So outside is J, and I'll just slowly count them off, and you'll have marshals in the back showing you which way to go. So folks in the middle will be the last to leave, if that makes sense. Last item. I want to also take this time for a heartfelt thank you to everyone here and to everyone watching from home. We made it through by supporting one another and staying together. Thank you to many staff and school board members who volunteered to help us make this happen, make this ceremony today a reality. Some very special thank yous to our graduation committee consisting of Mrs. Plummer, Ms. McDaniel, Ms. Moores, and Mrs. Bumpus. Thank you to Mr. Bumpus and again to Mrs. Bumpus. Without their efforts, we could not have had many of the senior remote activities or an in-person graduation. Seniors, please stand. By the powers vested in me by the state of New Hampshire, I now certify the class of 2020. You may move your tassel from right to left. Congratulations. So at this time, the furthest row out on the edge is I's. Row I right and row I L. Please depart towards your vehicles. Everyone else stay put.
For me, middle school stood as a daunting challenge on my way through childhood. Coming back to the district made the hallway